Epic intro music.
I'm going to do 2 footmen and 2 huntsmen, and I'll try and make it roughly even. I feel that you need more shield wall, less archers in the Viking setups, but we might go a bit 50-50 to start with, just to see how it feels. I might pop around another couple of villages. Well, we'll just go Sargoth for now. Need to find King Ragnar to get our bounty too. Yeah, we just wanted our money back, really, and we got to go. We got to talk to the merchant here anyway to say that we've raised some troops. So yeah, we'll hunt bandits. So we'll do that while we wait for him to come out. So there they spawn, the band of robbers. Look. So obviously this will be a very easy fight because this is supposed to be the sort of the tutorial mission, basically. So now we've got a few upgraded troops. I don't need to do any tactics, there's only 4 of them. But I'd like to just make sure that nobody gets killed. Anyway, let's have a quick look while the archers shoot. So we've got a couple of huntsmen. And these 2 footmen, so they're looking slightly more upgraded than the other 2 now. Slightly better armour and slightly better weaponry. Although his shield is still pretty iffy. And they've got a couple of throwing axes, this guy, at least. So, see what they do. And then we'll just charge him because, you know, what are they going to do? And he's only got a club, so even if he does manage to kill one of our troops, he'll only knock him unconscious. He's got a sword, but, yeah. And also, Leslit cannot be killed. He just gets knocked unconscious no matter what. So that's quite good, but it's not as good as it sounds, because if he gets knocked unconscious, you still lose, you know, so it's not like he's invincible. So I think I will do I think I'll try and keep them even for now, but I'll go for the footman there. What was I going to do? Sell that, and I've got to go talk to the merchant again to say that we've found the location of his brother, I think. I'm not sure, you might not have to come back and talk to him now. So the lair is... oh, there, it's Ambien. So we'll try and go Quinn Jelbeji to Ambien and pick up some troops. Is Ragnar not left yet? No. He doesn't look like he's going to come out, so I'm just going to head away for now. Might go back if he pops out quickly. No. Lots of lords heading over there, so it's lucky that we won the tournament before they all got there. So we've got one guy there. I think it's worth just popping to every village and just asking for a mission, just to see which village we're going to be helping out. Because if you get some good relation boosts early on with some of the villages, they can give you some really good troops. I don't know where the guildmaster, the village elder is on this one. But like, you want to get the villages to like you as much as possible, because if you get, basically, if they love you, they're just going to give you soldiers, basically. So we'll take that. Yes, they want to learn to defend themselves. That is something that we can do. So just from accepting it, we can then again ask for more men, and they give 6 people willing to join us. And we are quite healthy on the money front, so we should train the peasants. But also to take note is you've got to keep watch of the log in the bottom left corner for sure, because it tells you when something's being besieged, when something's being looted, when someone's been defeated, etc. You kind of want to know the politics, you want to know what's going on. So what's happening here is we have to kind of basically show some of the peasants how to fight a little bit. So I'll show a bit more of it the first time. Oh, he got a hit. That's the general gist of it, and then as you get a bit better, you can take on more at once, etc. as you become better at training. But they still can be pretty vicious, especially when you get 3 or more of them, because you can't block in 2 directions at once, so they can still overpower you. Oh. Still a little bit of an issue using the mouse, but I mean, I think I'm good enough at this game. Not amazing at ranged weapons though. I'm not, but yeah. So you can see that we're obviously already at war with the Vegas because stuff's getting looted already. We are level 3. Albert Castle has been besieged by the Vegas, so we are actually already being besieged by the Slavs. So I might just show you that quickly. Oh, look, we can recruit volunteers already again because it's past a certain amount of time. Didn't expect that. So anyway, Albert Castle is this one. So the Slavs are already attacking here. We can't see it because of the fog of war. We're not too bothered because, in my experience, if you play too well, as in like you support the king too well, your faction gets too powerful, and then by the time you're ready to sort of, strike out on your own, your faction is too powerful. So you can play in two ways, and I want to leave the option open to make this playthrough a bit more interesting. But the first is you can just be like a loyal subject and just take over the world under the king of your choosing, or you can build yourself up a little bit and strike out on your own. There's loads of things you need to build up: honor, right to rule, renown. The lords have got to respect you. You've got to be able to command a lot of men too, and it helps to have everybody like you because then they'll give you troops, etc. And discounts, merchants are always good. But basically, I want to leave the option open to become king myself, so I don't. So basically, what I'm saying is if our faction starts getting beaten back, they're not going to get. I've played it enough to know that no matter how much you let them get attacked, they're not going to get destroyed anytime soon. And you just got to make sure that no one faction gets too powerful before you're ready to strike out, and then you can sort of turn on your own faction, but then you can make peace with them pretty early on if you've got a claim and they respect you as a fellow ruler. But if not, everyone will just fight you straight away, and you'll get owned basically. So we're going to try and go for the full shebang. We're going to try and, I think, become king. We'll leave it open because we don't know how it's going to go, but that's how I think I'm going to play. So basically, there's 10 Sea Raiders there, and we've got 19 men, but the Sea Raiders are no joke, so I still do not want to tangle with them. But I do actually want to leave there quickly. There's 5 Sea Raiders. I might take on 5 Sea Raiders with 19 men, because they've got some good armor and stuff. So I will just upgrade the Charisma. I'm going to keep it in check a little bit. Iron Flesh, I think. So we'll pop some more proficiency into there. We'll go see those 5 Sea Raiders, hopefully. No, the others are coming at us now. We do not want to tangle with those guys. But we're safe in the village, so that's good. If the 5 come back, I will probably try and fight them. It speeds up time when you're waiting too, so... And you only have to click to get out of it. I like the sounds of the weapons and stuff hitting together more through the headphones, because I don't often play with the headphones. Oh, hello. The village farmers have been attacked by Sea Raiders, so we'll have a look, see if it's the band of 5. And if it's looters, even better. So as you can see, we're making swift work of the peasants. Oh yeah, we don't want to train yet. Yeah, perfect. So yeah, we definitely want to go and join that battle. So we'll rush to the aid of the farmers. We are protecting our land's farmers, and now we have the farmers and the peasant women on our side too. It's 29 against 5. But the Sea Raiders, as you will see, are no joke, as I keep saying. I don't need to separate the archers yet because we don't have enough men. I think, we've got 2 archers or something. I think a Sea Raider on its own is better than any one of our troops on their own at the moment. That's why we're going to have to overwhelm them. But we could probably... I think they've got bow and arrow too, so I think stand closer, because you can press backspace and get all the instructions up. There's like console commands and stuff, but... Okay, they seem to be coming at this sort of archers, so I'm going to charge the infantry in so the archers do not get killed. And you can see, look at the armour there, so I've got a good hit on the leader, because he had the best armour. Well, this guy could be the leader actually at the back. So Leslit is actually the only one to get knocked unconscious, and they will give our troops some good experience from beating them. We managed to do it with minimal casualties. So that's good. So the Nords now like us +1. We even gained 2 renown for just beating the 5 Sea Raiders. So we did manage to get the shirt. Maybe that was because we killed that guy ourselves. But that is perfect. So we have got that guy's armor, so that we'll take that straight away. That is some good armor to have at level 3. It's 3 each. I think I'm going to go for Huntsman first. There's 13 Sea Raiders there by the looks of it, but I'll just check, because if they are looters, which they are, I will fight them. Because we need any extra experience, and this will be easy. Chill, mate. You can tell them to hold fire, and it's not really needed, definitely not against looters. So I like to hold, give the archers a bit of chance to get some experience too. They'll probably pick off most of them. And I do like to select the infantry through that and charge them in, because they're not as good in melee and we don't have our weapon out. So it's lucky that we're only fighting looters, because that could have been fatal just there. But I would like to see all the recruits getting the XP, so we'll leave that guy there. Perfect. So we'll take that. The rest of the loot isn't worth it, but we get 67 dinars, which is the currency here. Oh, we can get a trained footman. Let's do that. Oh, and the trained footman, you can start to see the better armor already. Okie dokie, right. So now we want to continue training the peasants, and this is probably the last one. Because once you finish training them, basically the bandits attack, and then you have to fend them off, but it doesn't give you many of your own troops. You have to kind of command the peasants, mostly. Ooh, he got a good hit on me there. Fud. Yeah, I like the sounds more through the headphones. Much more fun. So we'll just have another quick look. 9 Sea Raiders. We could potentially take on 9 Sea Raiders too. It's worth capitalising on the outlaws at this current point in the game. Definitely. You will drink from your skull. I'm not afraid of you. I will fight. But yeah, it's worth capitalising on the outlaws and stuff at this point in the game, because you just can't. They're too fast. You can't catch them later on in the game. I will line them all up, and I'll select the infantry. I might even separate them quickly, just so I don't risk any of these guys getting killed, because the huntsmen do not have any good armor. I mean, the recruits have worse armor, but that's not the point. It's basically the sort of beginnings of a shield wall, even though we've still got farmers, basically. And we might have a little bit of trouble, because they're probably better, more proficient archers. So we might not want to stand here. It might be better to go and stand behind the hill. But we'll see what we can do, because they are moving at us, at least. So it'll give them the disadvantage. And we'll get a few hits off, and we get the axes. Come on. We'll wait till the first one reaches the line, and then we'll charge. And we should try and get a few hits on them here. Damn, we lost the footman. But you can see that they've got some decent looking. So we killed the last 2 there, but we lost a couple of footmen, which I wasn't too impressed with there. But that's what I mean, they're not a joke. They can put up some resistance. But we rescued 2 prisoners, so that is also what we want to see. The manhunters, it's kind of 50-50 if they're on horseback or not. So I normally pop them above the footman and the huntsman, because the thing you put to the top of the list is the one that's more likely to appear in the battle, because you don't just get everybody. I think there's a maximum of like 150 people on the field at one time. There are mods to put that up and things, but anyway, we've got our first proper archer. So 2 footmen died, so I might replace them, because we got 2 more trained footmen, and the trained footmen should be superior to Sea Raiders, but the Sea Raiders should be superior to the footmen. Decent composition. That armor is actually better than our one. Crude is better than battered. And we got a large bag of throwing axes, so we might keep that for when we get the powered throw. We've also got a longbow and a couple of shields. We'll get the spear too. I might leave the arrows, because we could give someone the bow, but nobody yet needs the bow. I think I'd rather sell that stuff for now. There's a one-handed axe. The weapon reach chipped fighting axe. I might just keep the throwing axes. So we've lost our first 2 casualties. Some outlaws just charged through there, but we don't need to fight everybody. Plus we want people conscious for the battle, which is probably after this fight. So we'll take the archers, put them here, and we'll take the infantry and put them there, and stand them closer together. And then we'll just charge them straight away and send the cavalry in too. And then we'll just watch the carnage unfold. Hopefully we don't lose any of our men, but the ones getting killed in the feed are just the peasants, so it should be fine. I love watching them fight sometimes. And that should be it. So we lost none, but they got 1 killed, 9 wounded. Okay, so here they offer us things, basically, but if you say no, you get more relation. It's the better way to do it. Just to see if they've got anything to sell. They've got chicken to sell. Don't want the chicken. But we will take the recruit. The 1 recruit they offered us. So they now like us 10. I think the maximum that they can like you is 99 or 100. I'm not actually sure. I think it's 100. This village is a little bit annoying, actually, because you've got to run all the way up here to talk to the village elder. But there's another mission, which is delivering grain, and if it is that one, I will accept that one too, because it'd be nice to get a high relation with this village early on. No, he doesn't want to give us any tasks. The reason I clicked it a few times is because sometimes I find, especially when talking to lords, if you ask them for a task a second time in a row, sometimes they'll just give you another task. It's weird, but works. Tiers are second main city. We'll just have a look over there, sell the loot. So we'll have a quick look. Did Albert Castle fall? It's still under siege. So we got 4 trained footmen as well now. Leslie's got an upgrade. So I do want to have a look, because he's got inventory management. That is still, even though that is the leader skill, that's still acceptable for him, because you can actually make them lords later on if you get powerful enough. So it's useful to add leadership to these guys. He's not using any party skills that's actually going to benefit us, so we're going to give him intelligence. For Leslie, I'm going to give him tracking and tactics that he's going to cover. That's going to be his job that's going to be his job. He is going to be our strategist, basically. And look, his proficiency already good. We'll give him the one-handed for now. Then we'll look at his weapons. So we'll give him the mail shirt, I think, because the nobleman outfit looks good but is useless. We'll definitely give him an axe, for sure. And he's already looking a little bit better. It's not a one-handed / two-handed weapon, so I could give him a shield for now too. So he's already looking a bit Norse, so that is what we want. Shame you can't change their names. I would like to change their names, because then you can have, you call them all Bjorn and Uber and stuff like that. Have the sons of Ragnar. The grain is cheap at tier, so we can always travel over here to buy grain. That's good to know. So we'll sell all of that. The throwing axes, I'm tempted to keep hold of for now. The only problem with this guy is that he buys everything for a base price of 50, because that's what the ransom brokers used to do in the original game. But they kept Raymond the slave trader to kind of tell you what's going on, but they kept his sort of sales the same. Whereas if you go to any ransom broker, they'll give you more money for the prisoners, except for the recruits and the looters, basically. I think a sea raider will still get more than 50 from someone else. So we can have 57 men, and our budget isn't too bad. So I might actually head over to Rizzy. Nah, we'll still recruit from 3 villages, and we can ask them if they want help finding grain. Yeah, okay. Oh, 16. See, buying price of 16. That is a bargain. You always want to check the supplies at the villages. Any food under 30, just buy it. Even if you're full, go store it somewhere. You don't get storage at the start of the game, but you will get storage later on. So do you have any tasks? No, they don't want anything. somebody will want the grain somewhere. So do we really want to take on more looters? Because it gets to the point where, like, do you really want to keep fighting endless looters, you know? But you do want to keep... Okay, so Veluca has been besieged by Swadia already. That doesn't often happen early on. Well, it doesn't often get taken early on, it gets sieged early on. So we'll see. Severe dent in the rich lands of the Rhodoks. Right, so there's a lot down here now. There's 14 Sea Raiders. That will give me good loot. Just quickly see if we can buy anything. More grain, perfect. I doubt that this village will ask for grain though, because if they've got a surplus of grain, it'd be a bit weird to ask for grain. But because anything you're buying is surplus to requirement, so yeah. So I don't think they're going to ask when they've got surplus of cheap grain. So I think we will try and take on the Sea Raiders though, because our troops are getting a little bit stronger, and we do outnumber them by double. And good, the looters did not join on their side. That was something I was slightly worried about. Put the archers here. There's shortcuts. There is shortcuts, and you can hold 1 down, or F1 I think it is, but I change it to 1 to kind of actually position them yourself. Then the cavalry is always frustrating when you've got an infantry-based nation, because you kind of have a couple of slackers, and it's just awkward controlling the cavalry, basically. I think maybe stand closer, because we don't actually have too many shields, so it would help shield wall wise if they protected each other a bit. And the one with the shield gets hit. Clever. But I'll charge the infantry in and then the cavalry. Well, I'll charge the cavalry in now, to be honest, because I don't care about those manhunters. Go, go. How did he get there? Yes, and the manhunters, the good thing about the manhunters, though, is that they will knock enemies unconscious so that you can take them prisoner and sell them. And we are losing a ton of men here. We have not done this well. Gonna have to try and take a couple of ourselves. We have done horrifically there. We got 10 people killed. That went very badly, and that is one reason why they're no joke. But at least 9 of the deaths were recruits, so we only lost 1 decent troop, but still. And then we got 2 upgraded to warrior though, so we lost a lot of people. But the positive is that 1, we got a Sea Raider to sell, and 2, we got a lot of upgrades, so we actually have no recruits in the army now. And the warriors are very, very good. And then this is got 2 better body armor, but 6 less in the leg armor, so I'll take them. See, and the loot's just so worth it. We'll have that helmet.
Please remember to like, comment and subscribe, and remember you can always follow me on Twitter and Instagram